We clearly need to play when in doubt, praise Jesus.
Wondering about, you do manage to find and locate a dragon. Maybe egg. It's a lot bigger, and honestly, that's probably what Kos is thinking. Maybe an ancient dragon of some sort. But you managed to shrink it down and pocket it in your bag. Afterwards, you were deciding on what to do next. Liviana managed to shrink down the egg, and Remy is currently had tried to convey some sort of meaning towards why Keith, who you do not know his name is Keith, but I already screwed up there, and Speck are knocked out unconscious. As your, let's say your persuasion wasn't exactly the best, Ankos's stealth landed him bumping into this man. The captain looks towards you and simply states, "Oh, really then? Might I ask why your friend's trying to sneak away while you're distracting me?"
Bowel problems, sir. Quite embarrassing.
Right. You wouldn't be trying to sneak anything by us, would you?
I'm afraid I'm contractually obligated to not discuss anything about the dig. Nice try, young man. I've read my contract.
Right. Men, search them, especially the kobolds. Do you resist?
How long does this egg spell?
I believe an hour?
A minute.
A minute is a lot shorter.
Should be an hour.
I think I'm thinking of fly. But yeah, a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to, how am I going to deceive this? I had plans.
Egg thing it?
Yeah, now I'm just... Alright, fine, get it over with quickly then. I've got to go to the washroom, man.
Alright, let's see, you... rolling 1. Rolling 2. Rolling 3. These 3 are searching him. This one is searching Keith, who's not Keith. This one is searching Remy. This one is searching Speck. This one is searching Navy. A lot of ones. And this one doubles up on Liviana. Let's see here. Looking around, most of them didn't really find anything. A lot of them rolled pretty low. The man that searched Navy found a whole bunch of stuff, but nothing of importance, at least not importance to their group. He did make mention of your gloves, but that's about it, and they honestly don't care about that. But the 3 that looked over coast do find the egg. They don't remove it from your pack, but he does show it to the captain, puts it back, and then states, "What's with the egg?"
Lunch?
Roll deception.
Do.
Alright, he could still fail, but he has the same modifier. No, doesn't.
Man.
We were thinking we could make it big and I'll eat it.
Do I have any leftover bardic inspiration? No.
No, it's been more than 10 minutes because you searched the bodies. Navy, roll deception with disadvantage, because at this point he's not believing Coast. Coast tried to leave, and then is lying about lunch.
You said deception?
Deception with disadvantage. That's a 10. You needed to beat 15.
Dun dun dun.
Alright then. Seems to me like you beat down your contractor. Took whoever this man is, it's possible you brought in a third assailant to do your dirty work, I am not sure. And your kobold friend is stealing things from here. Honestly, this could have been easier. You could have told us about it, and if it found no value in the church, you could have pertained it as part of your payment. But now we have to do this. Go ahead and roll turn order.
Attack them. They attacked each other, right? We never fought them. Or we did fight them? I forget.
Yeah, you guys knocked them the hell out.
Well, we knocked the guy that was attacking the guy we were with, but he got knocked out because he... Yeah, they were fighting. I feel like I remember that.
Yeah, honestly, if Navy probably talked and Remy rolled better,
We just rolled poorly.
it could have worked better, but as it stands, not so much. I'm afraid too many lines got compacted together.
It's because we had that break. I totally forgot what we were doing. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Right, turn order.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're knocked out. They don't need to go. Coast.
Yeah. How long has it been since this spell was cast? Nearly a minute now, I imagine.
Roughly around 45 seconds.
Should I just run, guys?
We're just gonna have to fight them, right? Can we run away?
I mean, I definitely can.
You can get like 5 feet with that thing before it pops back into a normal thing and you can't carry it probably, right?
You have about... each round is 6 seconds. So 1,
Nearly
2,
3 rounds.
3.5-ish.
Yeah.
But you're gonna need my help carrying it once it grows big.
I'll just be encumbered, so I'll move at half speed.
That's true.
Teammate?
I'm not really sure. The worst part is this outnumbered as well is extremely bad since we don't have anybody that has a relatively high armor class in those groups.
Okay, so... Oh my god, I never healed either.
We just zapped the egg and left, didn't we? I can do
That
a
was the
fog
plan,
cloud
was to run
if we
away,
do
but-
want to try to run away. I can do a fog cloud and we can just try to dip.
I'm down for a runaway.
Should I fog cloud us so we're all in a mist of clouds and try to disengage? Or do you think we could handle this fight?
I'm at about half health. Less than. I don't know how y'all are doing.
It's my fog cloud thing. It just makes us.
Fog cloud, You create a 20-foot radius sphere for fog. Within range, the sphere spreads around the corners and areas heavily obscured. It lasts for a duration until a wind or moderate or great speed, at least 10 miles per hour, disperses it. It lasts for 1 hour.
When it comes to my turn, I could throw this out if we all want to try to dip, or we can try to fight it. It's up to you guys.
Okay, I figured out what I need to do. I need distance, first of all, so I'm going to take, because I'm a rogue, bonus action, disengage. And then, as an action, I'd like to throw down my bag of 1,000 ball bearings, and then I'm going to head about 30 feet off map away from them.
Alright, as you move through them, they get an attack of opportunity, all 3 of them.
Nope, because I took disengage as a bonus action, because I'm a rogue.
Oh, good call. Does that work on everyone within your turn, or just the person you were directly towards?
Ugh, I don't have it written down. I will Google it.
Also, using an item would require a free, not a free action, a bonus action.
I can't just regular action it?
No.
Well, then I can regular action disengage, and I can bonus action throw them down there.
Yes.
Yeah, movement does not provoke opportunity attacks for the rest of the turn.
Nice.
And the ball bearings make it rough terrain for, I think it's like 30 feet or something.
I believe so.
So there's 30 feet of rough terrain between these guys and me.
Alright. Is that it?
That's me.
Karna's turn. See, you're 30 feet away, right?
It's a yield.
Okay.
You're really overreacting to the egg thing. I mean, I had gems in there, and those didn't even bat an eyelash.
Yeah, right there. Oops. On his turn, he looks towards you. Yeah, he can easily get to you.
But shouldn't there be like a... Let's see here. You know, it's 30 feet centered, I don't know, there or something. So, or I guess centered, let's say here. 30 feet rough terrain. Huh?
Let's see here. What's the wording on the ball bearings?
It's in the player's manual, I'll have to know. Let's... Oop, it's only 10 foot. Whoa.
Where's your character at now?
I'll say I did it like here.
Alright. Yeah, he can easily just bypass it. Yeah, he just needs to take 5 feet there and easily get to you. Moving towards you, he does bring out a giant blade, but comparative to both his size and yours. He does state, "We did give you an option. You chose to lie."
I might have eaten it.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not believing what you say now. Alright, hits attack. I'm assuming 12 doesn't hit?
No, sir.
Alright, swings again. 16.
Is my armor class.
Okay. Swinging down, he does strike straight towards you. Piercing into your flesh and bone, he does do 13 points of damage.
Down. We never healed after last time.
which brings you down unconscious. He doesn't go for a killing strike, but he is going to detain you. Remy.
I'm thinking.
Oh, bearings were not as effective as.
It would be a lot better in like hallways and stuff.
Yeah, no, I should have just ran for.
Is his name Karna or Keith? I thought it was Keith.
The man whose name you do not know is called Keith.
You knocked Keith out.
Are you guys with the church or are they actual guards?
They aren't talking with you anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, you never know. I'm just saying.
You can roll insight. Bakarn just looks towards you after taking down your, let's call him teammate for now, and just stares at you.
What are these guys wearing? Like, what are their equipment look like?
They look like some of the guards that were inside the church.
Armor, heavy armor, chain.
Some of them appear to be heavy armor, some of them to be chain, and some are leather. To be specific, I'll just color code them for you. Red is heavy armor. Here's chain with blue. And the rest are leather armor. With brown.
Damn it, I really need to... Can we slow down combat a little bit? I got new shit that I'd like to use, that I keep wanting to use, and I keep not using. Like, even before I knew the damage, I would have used this on that hit.
On who?
I would have used that on that 16 roll. If
I'm going to say for this time, no. Mainly because I allowed you guys to do something you shouldn't have done last week. I know this is new stuff that you're just remembering. But sometimes I do have to put a line on things.
I mean, it was literally the last thing that just happened. He says, hoping to save it all.
No, if he might have killed Kos, I might have said, nah, it's fine. But he didn't. So for now, I'm going to say no.
Heal me. Alright, I am going to cast Heroism in a second level slot. I am going to touch myself and Liviana.
Alright, I believe with the second, you gain a few more hit points.
No, it's just a second target.
Oh, okay.
How does that work?
Of course it would be concentration.
A willing creature you touch is imbued with bravery. Until the spell ends, the creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability modifier at the start of each of your turns. When the spell ends, the target loses any remaining temporary hit points from the spell.
So I'm gonna use it on Ljubljana and Navy.
All right. Anything else?
So how many hit points would that be for me? How do I...
You get 4.
Mm-hmm.
And wait,
So at the start of your turn, you're gonna gain 4 temporary HP. So when the spell ends, you're gonna lose it. But every turn, you're gonna gain 4.
I get +4 too?
Yes.
At the start of your turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna jot it down then on paper. At the start of, only at the start of my turn, right? And then it disappears and comes back at the next turn?
If someone hit you.
If someone hits me, okay. Cool, thank you.
Any bonus actions?
Or movement.
Is this a solid wall
Where?
where I put the purple line?
No.
Stairs.
Okay.
Like where you're currently at, there's a slope, but the stairs is like 5 feet up.
If we want to still try to run away, I can still cast that thing, run over, try to find close, and run away. I don't know if it'll work, but if you guys still want to try to run away, I can still cast that if you want me to.
The thing is, yeah, well,
I mean, they'll see where you're going right now if you run right now, but I'm going to cast that mist thing if we do decide to run away. If we want to stay and fight, I won't cast it.
it'd just be disadvantage on all the. You probably take at least 1 each. Attack of opportunity. Although you could just all head there, and then only 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Is it right in front of us?
Problem is, we're so far outnumbered by people that aren't
Well, then
except
You guys
start kicking ass. Then it's run away or kick
or
ass.
fight.
Or just surrender. There are honestly 3 options and a 4th.
Well, that's kind of why I was trying to talk, because, I mean, inevitably, surrender is probably our best option.
They're minions.
What's
Anyway,
that?
I'm dead, so.
And
Said they're
if you
minions.
guys want to do that, I'm okay with that. I just want to know what you guys want to do. We're a team.
Except for Coast. Coast gets no word in this, mainly because he's unconscious.
Well, he's unconscious,
Mhm,
and he tried to dip, and he was silly.
That was the plan,
I know.
but I did it wrong. Anyway,
Yeah.
That's why I was mainly asking whether they were clerics or guards, like whether they were with the church or the actual town, like the law themselves. Because
The best way you can describe it, go ahead and roll insight.
I surrender to one more willingly than the other.
Based on what you can tell, they are part of the church and they are part of the guard. The honestly and to goodness way I could describe them is the Spanish Inquisition.
I'm
the
a
church
huge
is
fan.
part of the.
If you go against them, they will detain you or worse.
Yeah, that's what my thoughts was, honestly, is like, I personally, I mean, if you guys want to fight, we can fight, but I really think our best option is probably just to surrender before we have any hostile actions against them. Like, Coast might be cowardly and have ran, and we may have made decisions that, make us look suspicious, but we haven't actually drawn weapons and actually attacked any of them, and therefore we haven't gone against the town guard yet.
I mean, you're super suspicious, but so far, the only thing they can do is detain you.
Yeah,
Because
Remy,
nothing
just-
bad has ever happened to people in church just yet.
So
I
you
probably-
guys think surrender then?
I think, yeah. I mean, from what you said, this sounds like a good plan to me.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should surrender.
All right, Remy, what do you do?
If we're gonna surrender, I'll hold off on casting heroism, and then I will, or I can eat the slot. I don't care. It don't matter to me. But either way, I'm gonna announce to Keith that we don't want to draw our weapons against the town, because while we, may not be the most believable group, we haven't done anything wrong.
Says the well. Remember how you never signed the contract?
We'll cross that
I
bridge.
mean, you're here illegally. You of everyone have
Stop
done
ruining
one
our
thing that's wrong.
surrender.
Because you're unconscious.
Just
Go back
reminding
to sleep,
everyone.
Ghost.
Yeah, he wakes up and just says that you never signed the contract.
Dead people can't talk, Ghost.
You're unconscious.
The man next to you does bring out handcuffs. Karn nods and gestures with a finger, indicating to cuff you. Do you resist?
Can I just ask to be cuffed in the front?
He was going to do that to begin with.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and let him do it.
All right. The next individual goes towards Navy. With the same gesture, he points towards Navy with the handcuffs. Do you resist?
But is it really necessary? I say, holding my hands out weakly.
He looks down at the ball bearings that your companion tried to run away through. He doesn't say a word, though.
I'm
I am-
clumsy.
I'm gonna say out loud
Can I
that
roll persuasion to not be handcuffed?
Not in this case.
Okay, fine.
I'm gonna let them know that our coast is a very cowardly, shy creature. So the ball bearings just look the other way.
He did the bathroom really bad too, so he's probably soiled himself right about now.
Yeah, that's what kobold poo looks like, actually.
So Navy, it is your turn. Do you try to resist?
Oh
Bash him in the
no!
head?
Like I said, I the only thing I wanted to do was maybe roll persuasion to not be handcuffed. I surrender. I just would rather not be handcuffed if there was a way. If there's not, that's fine. I put my hands out. I surrender.
All right. Liviana, it is your turn.
I
What was that?
silently surrender my hands for them.
All right. The man in front of you cuffs you. And Coast, go ahead and make a death saving throw.
Yeah, and then you can move on because.
9.
Yep, that's failure.
Coast isn't looking too good. Karn
Conscious,
Bends
like
down.
He didn't do lethal damage. He
basically ties you up in knots.
No, he didn't decapitate me. I'm still bleeding from a mortal wound.
said. No, I thought he specifically said he did non-lethal.
He did non-lethal,
No.
but Coast is still a PC, so he could potentially die.
That's the only reason why I didn't run over and try to stabilize him or something, was because I thought he was okay.
I mean, that would also
What
be...
about a giant sword wound that knocked me out made you think that I was okay?
Because he said non-lethal damage. I thought that meant that he just knocked you unconscious and he was taking you prisoner, not that you had to roll death saves.
In normal cases, yes. But NPCs generally don't do non-lethal damage.
And then at this point, I would state, can you please stabilize my friend so he doesn't die?
Oh, while you're doing that, he's stabilizing your friend.
Cool.
I just didn't get a chance to say it. But he was going to
I
tie
just
up
would've- I
Coast
would've-
first.
I would have ran over there and tried to save a teammate. I wouldn't have been so cold-hearted to them, is what I'm trying to say.
No, I get it. I mean, for the distance you are, you can't tell if Coast is dying or just unconscious. But he did get hit hard. But Karn was gonna heal him up anyways. He was just gonna make sure Coast was tied up.
Okay.
So when he stabilizes, he doesn't try to run away. He does take the egg out of your bag because he assumes that's what you're trying to steal or take. Puts it to the side, ties you up, heals you with. Let's see here. He'll use 1. So Coast, you're back up to 1 and stabilized as you wake up tied up. And unless Remy does something and the rest of the group does something, combat technically is over. Okay, no one did anything. As the rest of the group does manage to get tied up, Coast, you come back to the realization that you did not steal that egg. It's right next to you. And as it's right next to you, it does expand into its actual size.
Oh shit, would you look at that? It's lunch for everyone.
Karn
There- Plan for a picnic.
just looks toward you two, shakes his head. Alright, follow me. I'm gonna have to take you in. Have my boss deal with this entire situation. Better
I'm
than
gonna
him
start
than me.
wriggling towards the egg and doing the Rescuers Down Under thing, where the like lizard that he has is like chewing on the stone eggs. Really trying to sell it.
Okay. You try to eat this egg. That's about the same exact size.
I'm laying a legal foundation. A foundation for my legal defense.
Coast, go ahead and roll a strength saving throw.
You bastard. My god.
The shell is so strong, you almost chip a tooth. You didn't roll a natural one, so I'm not gonna make you chip a tooth.
If I chipped a tooth, I had plans.
Not a natural one, so you don't disfigure your character.
Oh.
That was a natural 2, by the way. We were almost there.
Yeah. So Karn basically has his men drag you all in a group. For some reason, he's taking the purple lines with him as well. His men flank you, while I forgot this green squares here as well. Delete. Delete. Oh, there. There we go. And he's not exactly sure what your affiliation now is with your boss. So he's gonna take your boss, you, the nameless individual, and the rest of your group to his own boss. Because right now you have explaining to do. He's also gonna take the egg.
What do we need the egg for? It's a dragon egg, isn't it?
That's what
We
Coast
needed
is.
it for greed. Just for pure greed is why we needed it.
Oh, I thought it was like to make our ship fly or something. I totally forgot. You just wanted it just because it's...
Everyone seemed perfectly okay with it at the time.
No, we are perfectly okay with it. I just thought it was more useful to our group than it was. I don't know.
Look, I'm Coz, so when Coz says bad things, I'm probably right there with him. Like,
And I'm just like, okay, geez, whatever. Just take the egg. Let's go.
chaotic neutral. We have good characters in the team. They're just not speaking up.
I'm not a good character. I'm just a whatever. I'm like, it makes sense to me. Let's go with it. I'm one of those neutral. I think I'm chaotic, actually. Let me check. I'm pretty sure I'm neutral chaotic as well.
Well, while you're checking that, you do manage to go into the guard's tower.
I'm neutral.
As I somehow managed to kick my headphones off of my head. Anyways, you manage to get into the guard's tower, and then the rest of the guards that were flanking you do disperse into it. Maybe because they believe that you'll not be able to escape, or maybe if you do, you'll be surrounded by the guards themselves. And it'll make things even worse. Either way, you make it back into the guard's tower. Make it into the guard's tower.
If as soon as there's no guards actively watching us, I'm gonna try and shoot through my ropes. But
you try to shoot through your ropes while the man that's carrying you just carries you.
And your teeth are so sensitive, you hurt yourself.
Yeah, kind of.
Help the DM. I've only got 1 hit point.
I'm sorry.
But the man looks towards what appears to be his boss. Alright then. His commanding officer then states, Karn, is there a reason why you brought these individuals in front of me? I'll let them try to disperse or dispute what I'm gonna give you in this report. He hands over a piece of paper. Beyond that, Deacon, I really don't care what you do with them. Just keep an eye on them. They seem violent. Right. He looks towards his left and then states, Diana, do you mind reading this? It will be faster this way. I suppose. Hand it over. And he hands it over. And then in a quick second, you see that she points towards Deacon. And then he simply nods. Alright, that's easy enough interpreted. Now then, I do have the report that my, let's call them an esteemed colleague, has given me. Would you like to give your own report?
Like this is just a big misunderstanding. We pretty much started on this little adventure because we were helping out not helping. He was kind of helping. We needed information. We're trying to make our ship fly, and we figured we might find some information here. And was he a priest? I'm gonna use the wrong word. Archaeologist. We figured he might be able to help us, so we were helping him get into there to do the research that he was hired to do, that we thought he was hired to do. But it turns out he was not hired to do that, and a fight started in there, and they both got unconscious, so we thought we would turn them into you so you could figure out what to do with them yourselves. The egg fiasco here, I guess we kind of got a little greedy, and I apologize about that. But that's the way things really happened. I'm sorry for this miscommunication and confusion on our part.
Roll persuasion with no disadvantage or advantage. If it was Remy or Kos, it would have been disadvantage.
Persuasion. Did I click it? Yeah, just the lag. Okay.
No, not bad.
It's because Remy and Kos would have lied through their teeth.
Kind of as honest as I could be.
Hey, I told the truth last time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. According to the report, you did manage to intercept these 2 individuals that are currently unconscious in front of me. And in your greed, you managed to try to leave in a huff while my man had to detain your own. Afterwards, you did surrender, which is good. Always trying to evade the law does eventually get to you. And as I almost kicked my headphones again. So many wires. Do you have anyone in the church that can represent you in this matter?
I don't think that we would have anybody in the church that would be able to represent us. We came in off of a ship, but before that we were slaves, so I don't know. Does anybody here have any connections with the church?
We know, and I mean, not really, but we do know what a member of an ancient. No. I mean, we do know an ancient member of the Phoenix Empire, but I don't know if that counts as the church. Is that Phoenixy on these?
Is it what?
Do they have any, like, Phoenix regalia? I thought that was...
Deacon does seem to have a medal. He has a whole bunch of medals, but he does have one that resembles that of a rising phoenix in a sun.
And this is the Dark Elf Empire?
To be specific,
Cove.
Deacon is a simple human.
I know, but this is in Cove, the Dark Elf Empire.
This would be that empire, yes. If it still existed as that empire.
Which we sort of think might be the evolution of the Phoenix Empire that our Dark Elf friend on board is a...
Potentially.
It was before she got... Yeah. I mean, that's all I've got.
Might work? Perhaps?
I'm afraid that would not. They would be a separate order altogether. And if that's truly what you would have to speak with the High King about that matter. Not simple... I suppose the common criminal would be considered... The common crime this would be considered is... the lack of information between groups. The near theft of this massive egg for some reason. I'm not even sure how you got it on your person, personally. The documents don't seem to indicate that.
Strong. I can carry it. But we used other methods.
If you don't have any member from the church that could perhaps specifically state that you work for them, then I'm afraid I'll have to hold charges upon you.
Oh, no, yes. We are under contract.
But Deacon, we did bring in 2 criminals that are known by the guard as thieves. Just earlier, 3 guards were chasing this one, and I want to point over to Spec.
I do appreciate that.
What's the name of the guy that we signed the contract with?
Specifically?
Contract?
Yeah.
Do we have those contracts on us?
No, you don't. It's at the church.
Oh.
Which is why he's stating, do you have anyone from the church that could...
Yeah.
And I totally forgot about him. I would bring him up, definitely. What was his name?
The one that you specifically spoke with about this job was Blex. The one that has the contracts is Dora.
We do have a contract with the church, and I believe Dora has that contract. We made the...
Also specifically says we're not supposed to tell anyone who doesn't already know what I was saying if we tried to murder them.
Okay, so we should just find this Dora person. If you guys are a part of the church, maybe we can do that.
That can be arranged. Dora, do you mind contacting them? Right, give me one moment. She then puts her hands towards her palm, not her palm, towards her temples, and then goes, she'll be here in around 5 minutes. Right now, she's speaking with Bex. Alright, in the meantime, do you mind if I interrogate these 2?
The ones that aren't part of our team, go right ahead. We wanted you guys to have them because something weird was going on with them.
Yeah. I'm just gonna assume Dina managed just to move them, so they weren't just moving on their own. Deacon looks towards them, and then casts something that is almost equivalent to fear. And they both wake up. Still tied. Yeah, Karn would have ungagged them, so they're ungagged as well. The Deacon looks towards both of them and then states, now, do you mind explaining what exactly is going on? Spec looking towards the group and goes, he then rolls an insight in the interpretation of what's exactly going on. Rolled pretty well. Well, you see, it's quite an honest inconvenience. I had a contract with the church, and unfortunately they didn't exactly interpret it properly. Or at least the men that they hired over there. So I'm afraid it's a simple misunderstanding. You can speak with Dora, and she could probably assist you with our workforce. I unfortunately fell down and became unconscious after fighting this miscreant. The individual whose name you do not know, but do know, looks towards him and goes, "Well, yeah, that's a lie." Looks towards Deacon and then states, "Look, I was trying to stop this guy from stealing anything else from the church, or the town, or anywhere else. I've been tailing him for some time. If you want to know the truth, cast some sort of truth spell on me. I really don't care at this point." Deacon then looks towards him and states, "Oh yes, from what I remember, our guards earlier today were trying to intercept you. At least that's what it says in my report, and this picture of you that they drew." He then shows them a picture. "Yeah, I was taking the stuff that this man stole earlier from his hideout." And then Spec rolls... Not great, you can tell he's sweating. He then looks towards Deacon. "Look, I'm an archaeologist by trade. I was called here for the church. This man often than not interprets people that have to arrive towards the city, locates rumors, speculation, and then disguises himself as the individual. And he's done it more than once for my own visage. So yes, I have a grudge with him. And yes, I did knock him out. But no, I didn't kill anyone. I was going to restrain him and these companions. Coast, you're currently tied, so you're just rolling over there. So I had to restrain him and his companions, but they knocked me out. So I don't exactly know their affiliation, other than looks towards Coast, that's currently next to the egg, basically trying to hug it. That one stating that they're comrades.
Trying to like climb on top of it, even though I'm tied up.
You're just licking it.
Right. From what I can tell, you're telling the truth. And how do you know that? It's a simple gesture of incantation. Basically, I'm reading your surface thoughts. Alright, that's a little creepy.
No,
This
that's
is an interrogation, so I do have to do this. Fair enough. And then Spec... 5. Begins to sweat some more. They get more conversation from what you can tell, because I'm going to make this easier, instead of talking to myself for the rest of this. This individual was supposed to be the archaeologist that was supposed to be here. He has some trouble with Spec, as you can obviously tell, and Spec has for some time here and there stolen his identity to get a whole bunch of stuff. This individual was trying to stop him and managed to stop whatever thing he tried to steal beforehand. Likely the day before you got here, which is why people were uppity about people that just arrived. Mainly because they were speculating that a thief that's not from here was stealing things. Unfortunately, he was caught stealing back what was stolen, so now he kind of looks like the thief. So in order to clear his name, he was trying to stop Spec and then shoot out what appeared to be a trap. Unfortunately, he did not realize that Spec could not read Primordial, so then Navy stepped on the platform. As soon as he read the target, he shot immediately towards your direction, which was Spec, and unfortunately he rolled so bad in one of them that it hit Navy. Which is why 2 landed at Spec and 1 at Navy. None of you rolled insight for that, so I couldn't tell you at that point in time. But when Coast stated that they were comrades, basically because he was looking at that direction, but he didn't know if he was looking at Navy or Spec, he assumed you were speaking about both, all, or the entire party that was here. Because he did not clarify, he decided to make sure you all were detained.
Oh, sure, everything is the Cabal's fault. Racist.
He looks toward you and goes, "You did not clarify."
It's you.
Throw a dagger at my friend.
I was trying.
Yet you never did. So can you see where we were confused? And also, we were misled by this false architect beforehand, so we had no idea who you were.
Maybe roll deception, even though you aren't attempting to deceive, because Kos and Remy know the truth.
I don't.
Yeah. But this is basically you rolling deception on whether Kos
Got
and
it.
Remy
I rolled a
play it
16.
cool. But you rolled well enough that Deacon isn't going to arrest you right now. Keith then states, "Look, I was trying to explain, but in the middle of you guys trying to attack me and the familiars I had, I could only speak with so much. Basically, he could only get a sentence each turn. You try to speak with him.
You came in with an attack before speaking, so you didn't really give us much choice.
I
You
attacked
asked my-
him until your comrade stated that you were all with him. At least that's how he said it. It sucks, I know, I get it. But I was not going to allow him to leave again."
Saying that we were not the only ones that were not proper with our communications. You felt as well.
Fair enough. I am sorry I did not get the entire sentence structure I had in time for me to tell you until that one, I forget honestly who took him out, knocked me out.
Sorry as well. That's why we're here.
I think it was Remy. Don't really remember. However, 5 minutes does pass, and Dora does make it. Oops, that is the wrong tool. Dora enters inside and then states, "Oh, Deacon, it's been some time." "Right, Dora, was it?" "Yes. Over here I have the documents pertaining to the group of individuals here. However, upon further examination, there are only 5 names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 names on here. I'm not sure which one deceived us, but it appears that one individual did not clarify who they were and decided to write some sort of miscommunication on this part, pointing towards where the area where Remy pretended to write something is now empty. It does seem to have some type of pressure, but the image and whatever it was on there is now gone. I would likely assume magic of some sort." "Yes, I had thought of that as well. At any rate, some of them do belong to me, and they do, for at least the next day and a half, work under me." "Right. And do you take charge and full custody of the actions they have committed?" "To a degree, so long as no one had injured any other individual from the church or anything else along the way." According to the report, they have not injured anyone from the church. The kobold seemed to have rolled some marbles in the area, but was detained immediately by the captain of the guard.
Merely trying to take best care of eggs from these ruffians cost you.
Dora then states, "Then I suppose everything should be fine. Alongside the egg, we will hold custody of the selected area we have right to." Deacon seems miffed by this, mainly because he is not allowed to enter, and so he has no idea what's going on there. "Right. Beyond that, I do suggest you don't send these people out on the field until their mission of time has passed." "Oh, I don't plan on sending them afterwards. I am simply acknowledging that they committed a wrong. They will be punished by, say 10 gold per person as reprimands to whatever happened to your guards in the area. I do apologize that you had to subset some of the men on your team to protect the area that we have deemed necessary." "Right. At any rate, do you mind if I hold on to the egg? I suppose not. I have no real use or reason to hold on to this thing. But I would like to observe it upon time to time if it ever hatches. It does seem interesting.
Well, of course it's never hatched, you fools. What do mammals know about raising an egg? I mean, I'm very sorry. Also, I want this egg.
Is there any way we can keep the egg?
Dora then states, I'm afraid not. Right now you have already trespassed beyond your current contracts. And honestly, this is the best I can do without putting you behind bars. Or death
Help
sentence,
you
I'm
find
afraid.
somebody that was not who they said they were.
Yes, it's a darn shame. However, it does seem to me that one of you has also clearly stated that you also don't belong in this group.
Okay, fair enough.
But if Deacon deems it necessary for you to retain the egg, I will not budge. After all, he has done so much for our team. Best not to have the waiting dog not get a bone here and there. Right.
Ethan, what are your plans with the egg, just out of curiosity?
For now, just putting it in that shed until I can get an expert on this thing.
Can
I
we
can
put
see
it
why I
in
was
the
concerned.
sometimes? Or can we help you, make it maybe hatch or something?
I do
If
not
we
know what
find
it is.
research on our travels.
Unless you have someone from the past. Because this is not a dragon's egg, this is far too large. And I have... Unless you
Literally
have a,
just told you we have someone from the past.
I thought you said you didn't.
I say a lot of things.
Have someone
Maybe
on
we
our
do.
ship that might be able to look at it, but maybe we'll bring them here later if you're okay with that.
So long as you don't commit any crimes, I am fine with you bringing in friendly individuals.
Okay.
We'll at least keep it warm.
I did not
I mean,
plan to
very-
just leave it in there unsupervised, but that is will it be for some time. I have no expert, so I'll keep it as best as I can. You will forgive me, but I am not a expert in egg carrying.
Yes, no.
Cobalt would be somewhat of an expert of eggs, but other than that, you're right.
Honestly, I think the best thing to do, this is what we do to all the boat children. You bury it in some compost. Keep it nice and warm and that, sort of natural warmth there, nice and protected.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking.
um,
Compost.
from what you guys can tell, Deacon is not going to give at least Coast the egg.
We'll come back with that one. We'll ask that one guy if he knows
Yeah.
anything about eggs and come back.
Deacon then looks towards Dora. Anything else you need to tell them before you leave? Right. While your contract is still up and running, please do not commit any crimes in the city. You are no longer allowed to enter into the site. You will be paid for about the price of what you've done. But beyond that, I'm afraid you are no longer in the church services after the day and a half finishes. Might as well pay you now. She does hand each of you 10 gold.
I mean, we did apprehend 2 dangerous criminals, and if I come back and that egg's not surrounded by compost steam, I'll be quite upset.
Come back real soon.
Right. At any rate, good luck paying for your bail, and then that'll be it for me.
Thanks for your help, Dora.
She simply nods and heads out. Deacon then states, alright then, she did manage to bring down your price. So it is simply 10 gold per each of you.
And we just got paid 10 gold.
Yes.
Cost us 10 gold to
That's why she paid you exactly 10 gold.
Gonna pay us 15? Come on.
She was going to pay you 50 if you completed the job specifically.
So we should have got at least 20.
Not when you went to near jail.
I know. And someone lied. Yeah. No, we got a really good deal.
You really did. Guards come in. I'm just going to bring in one. Take Spec. He's going to jail for a bit until they interrogate what exactly is going on with him.
Alright, see you later, Spec.
Unfortunately, he rolled terribly. With his modifiers, he got a 10 and an 11. He didn't do so great. Keith is fine. Keith is allowed to go so long as he doesn't cause any problems.
I kind of want to talk to, because he's the true archaeologist, right?
Yes.
I don't know if he will talk to us, but...
Probably so long as you don't kill him.
Alright, well, we only knocked him unconscious because we thought he was attacking us.
That's fair. Before he unties the rest of your team, he does move over, grabs a whole bunch of blankets, wraps it around the egg, puts it in this small little cubby.
See, now that right there displays a fundamental ignorance of what it is. You need warmth into it. Blankets keep things the same temperature they are. The egg has no warmth of itself to offer.
Do you run over there and help patch it up?
He's still tied up, so he'll roll over there.
He's still tied up? I thought he untied us already.
Not yet. He was going to do that before he unties you. He first unties Keith, and his lieutenant unties Kos. Dina then
do you
moves over
have
to
some,
his left.
I don't know, goats or something you can have near it?
I don't have goats.
So,
Leaves would be fine.
I don't have
not
leaves.
the leaves. The decomposing is what makes it warm.
Look, I'm gonna get an expert within the day. Don't worry about it. And even then, I'm not even sure if they have an expert for this.
An Eggspert? I'm sure we can find one.
There we go.
He just looks at you and is basically done with that conversation.
Oh.
And then looks towards Keith. Now then, well, I'm sure you were doing this for some service of your own kind and making sure that the actual criminal got punished. Be advised that vigilanteism, including the rest of these people around you, also should be warned, is not something you should do without proper notification of the guards. Otherwise, you're simple bandits attacking an individual until stated otherwise. Am I making myself clear?
I mean, even if you are under contract with the church, it doesn't seem like you can do anything anyway, so move, please.
The only thing you can do as long as you're contract with the church now is to wander about town and not cause any trouble. The only other thing you could have done is do your job properly.
Tried to, but there was complications. I'm sorry.
We did our job flawlessly. We were supposed to protect Spec. That's what we were paid to do. And we did that part of the job.
The report did state that your team knocked him unconscious.
We didn't knock Spec unconscious.
Oh, this dude punched him in the head until he was unconscious.
And then
Keith
we
in
made
the
sure he
state,
was stabilized, and our
I
job
choked
was
him
done.
out. I choked him out into unconsciousness.
And at that point, it seemed like the Spec guy wasn't even a part of your church, so we just made sure that his safety was intact and that you guys could handle him.
Mm.
And
Yep,
I maintain that the best care of that egg and keeping it safe for the church's future use is reprimanding it to my care, so I don't think I've done anything wrong.
We'll be back with that one guy. I think he might know something.
He basically
I say to
ignores
Kos,
Kos.
like, discreetly.
But
I
for
say
the-
to him, patting his head, we'll be back for it, okay? It's okay. He's like 3 foot.
Deacon thus looks towards you. Look, I am fine with you messing with the church here and there. Honestly, I don't care for them either. That being said, just don't knock anyone unconscious, don't fight with anyone. I don't really have a problem with you. Just don't attack innate civilians and you should be fine.
Explain to me how I did any of those things and you nearly cut me in half.
For you, it'd be theft.
I mean,
We've already established that things got messy.
He just says for you, it'd be theft. And just drops it.
yes.
Look, come by if you hear of any crimes. That'd be the only reason why you would likely arrive. Here, at least. So come by, feel free to talk if you find anyone doing something bad. And we can discuss things, maybe get some sort of a reward out of it. No need for such vigilante actions. Other than that, you're free to go unless you want to communicate about something.
Oh, I have a tip. Someone recently accosted me with a giant sword. Oh no, wait, you were there.
He just looks at you, and you know, the way it looks like he's saying, you already know why that happened.
Thank you so much for your time, Deacon, and you'll be hearing from us soon.
With any luck, it's not in chains again.
I hope not.
He does wave his hand, and you can tell that there's a spell called, well, you probably don't know the spell's name, but you can tell he unlocks all your handcuffs.
Thank you. Oh, I almost forgot. Did we find any information about advancing our technology on our ship?
Not in this mission.
Okay, I mean, I think I made mention earlier to Deacon about that, but I'm gonna just mention it again. Like, we're also looking into technology, so I don't know I know the site's off limit to us now, but perhaps maybe when we bring our specialist here and you speak with him, you'll let him in to see the site?
It's potentially possible, but the church has jurisdiction in that matter.
Is that true? Okay, and we're under contract with the church until when again? When does that end?
A day and a half. The rest of this day and then tomorrow.
Okay. Alright. I want to, like, move somewhere where I can only talk to my team, I guess? Or, like, you know, be like, oh, thanks for all your info. We'll see.
You're saying we should leave?
Yeah.
Yeah. You head out. Until you leave the guard's tower, you're basically watched like a hawk, because you're strangers. And
While we're walking, I'll just mention to our team, like, I really think we should bring that specialist to speak to not only Deacon, but also the church to see if we can maybe be graced with access to that site one more time.
We'll speak to our crewmate about the egg, I'm sure, but if you just sort of waltz into that place again, you're more trusted than I am.
Well, I'm not saying to waltz into it. I'm saying to go to them and tell them why we want access to it, be honest with them, and see if they grant it to us. Because the technology we gain there can not only benefit us, but it could also benefit them. We'll have to share our information with them, yes, but I think it would be beneficial to us.
I
agree, Navy.
You want to give people who just looked us up flying ship. I mean, even the very idea is dangerous.
Are you saying the idea of giving our information is dangerous?
Of course it is.
Well, I know it's dangerous, but at this point I think that would be the only bargaining chip we have to gain access to that site because of what has happened.
Who's to say we need more access to the site? We went there, we saw basically the same thing we did before, except this time there was an egg. That's what I mean.
But we didn't get the information we need to progress our flying ship.
What information do we need? Yeah.
We were there to try to gain access to it or gain information to make our ship fly. And we have none of that. We failed miserably.
Well, the thing is, the last place that we went to, we didn't find any information. We just found parts. And at this one, we didn't find any information. We just found them.
You also figured out that 3 of the chests were broken into.
Mm-hmm.
That was
the
information
chest
that you already
the
had.
other, yeah. So the chest at the other place had, mechanical parts on it. The chest at this place had eggs, but they were already robbed except for one.
Well, you don't know what the other chest had, but you can more or less assume.
You said they had been opened.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not that we need to go back there and get more information.
It's just that
we never got any
punch.
information. Yeah. So the only thing of value that we found from that place was the egg, which is why we were trying to poach it.
As you get to the road, Keith, individual with no name looks towards you. I suppose thank you for helping me out there. I mean, it's not like you did much. Except for you, looks towards the Navy. You actually told the truth. Which is uncommon in common criminals, ironically enough. So I do appreciate that.
At the time.
Right. Oh, by the way, Keith.
I am Kosingatorix. Now, it's my understanding you have experienced heisting things. Interesting.
Yes, I don't know why there's dramatic music playing, but it seems that I am about to attack you for some reason.
Oh, please, God, no, I'm very almost in half.
Yeah. I think our teammate here needs to heal.
Oh, walking around with fucking bonus HP.
Yeah. No, he doesn't say that. I don't know
Just
why it
saying.
started playing.
No.
That's interesting now.
Because our bot has a mind of its own.
Yo, I'll fight. I'll fight anything. What are we fighting?
Normally we have an hour and a half, but if you want, we can reduce the time down to 2 hours.
So now are you in now? That sucks changing like that. Oh.
Typically 2.5 hours from when we start. Bring it down.
So if you're still good for another 30 minutes, we can do that. Or if you're still good for the whole time of an hour and a half still, we can do that as well.
Yes. Yeah, so, you know, you're all about, are you all about reclaiming artifacts of the church or just making sure that they're, you know, in the right place, so to speak?
Right.
You know, open to the public. Is he Indiana Jones or is he a church agent?
I'm
Is
curious
he a
how
what
many
and what?
notes you said too.
Like, is he like Indiana Jones where he's like, this belongs in a museum?
No, he's like, the closest interpretation you get is Indiana Jones, but he's more like, this belongs not broken, but I don't trust museums because they're not publicly, government organized and they have ulterior motives.
Like churches instead of government organized places?
Basically, his objective is to preserve anything and everything. And if it's not trustworthy, he will not trust it.
To be at. I got it. Okay. So he doesn't care if it's church or government. He just picks the best place
Yes.
to be. Okay. So he's good.
Okay, so can we both agree then they are criminally inept at taking care of this egg?
He looks at you, not currently bleeding, but cut up a bit.
Oh yeah, I'm probably like sweating, you know, like just bad.
Right. He does
All
grab his boot
sallow-eyed.
from his foot. He flips over what appears to be a small pocket where the heel would be, and inside is a small glass bottle with red liquid. Here, drink this. This might help.
Oh, I'm going to have to get one of those. Who's your cobbler? No, wait, it's not a cobbler. It's a
Cobbler's
Cobblers only fix shoes. There's another name for somebody who makes shoes.
They make shoes too.
Anyway, nope.
A
cobblers only
tanner?
fix-
I'm assuming you're referring to? About?
Tanners make. In any case, it doesn't matter.
Tanners work with leather.
Cobblers make shoes. Repairmen.
They only repair.
Uh,
It's one of those really stupid technical things.
yeah,
that,
he can
has
probably
no
pay
payoff
someone
if
to
you
do
don't
it.
do it.
Either way, it's neither here or there. You say the correct thing. We'll worry about that later. But he does say, I did this myself. But it's not to have people knowing about your secret compartments.
Alright, so what manner of health again is the
It's-
shoe concoction?
This shoe potion is 2d4 plus 2.
Plus what?
2.
Orders.
It's a greater healing potion. Not great, but not
I mean,
bad.
it's alright.
You're not dying. You can take a small hit.
I stopped sweating like there's currently a hot iron in.
But Keith does state, personally, I don't really trust the church. The main reason why I allowed myself to come here was 1, to see if Spec also arrived, and 2, to make sure that the site was well preserved rather than stumbled upon, trampled, and basically broken into.
Right, well, I have one concern now. We came to this island for exploration, but now my one goal is to make sure that the life inside that egg isn't squandered by these mammalian. If that dies because the church just put it in a fucking closet, that's
The
unacceptable.
town guard put it in the closet, but I do agree with you. Oh, wait, he's not supposed to be this, serious. Well, he is supposed to be serious, but not the way I'm speaking. Well, I do agree with you on that. Honestly, they don't exactly know what they're doing.
So, we're going to talk to the expert on our ship. We'd like you to come. Well, I'd like you to come. I don't know about the other. But I think if they're not going to give it over to better expert hands, well,
That, but this architect. So not only the egg, but would you mind speaking with our special? Would you come back to our ship with us so you could talk with our specialists about technology in general? Would that be something that would interest you? If not, I understand, and you could wait until we bring them here. But I don't know.
I would wait until you bring them to the streets. Personally, honestly, you, and maybe you, looks towards Leon, seem nice enough. But these 2 points towards Kos and Remy seem kind of bloodthirsty.
Fair enough. Where would you like to meet at then? We'll meet with you before we talk to, the church or deacon.
There is a bar I went to not too long ago.
I could use a drink.
Alright, I'll meet you there then. He gives you the address of the bar, which you already know of, as the Azure Crow.
Alright.
flash to us on the boat, unless anybody has anything to do on the boat.
Up to you guys.
I mean, does anyone sell health potions? I'm very interested in that all of a sudden.
Yeah, we kind of got to stock up on those, but I don't even know if we have much gold on hand. I have, right now, 12 silver, I think, or copper. No, silver. I have 12 silver.
You go to the Harbor Shopping District. You do see that there's someone currently selling small potions here and there, but you don't know exactly how much they cost. It's this man here.
I just remembered. I think I actually have a health potion on me still.
No, I don't need it at the
We're
moment.
talking more like future, like when we're in the midst of.
Oh, okay.
We need to stock up. We are understocked.
Very good point.
So yeah, go over to whatever herbalist potion seller that seems. Madam and or sir, wonderful to meet you. Although my countenance may seem desperate, I'm in fact a savvy consumer.
Yes, good sir. How may I help you on this day?
I want healing potions.
Oh, I have about 3 standard healing potions, each worth about 50 gold apiece. But I suppose if you round up as much coin as you have in your pocket, I am willing to sell them for 130 gold. Nay, for a kobold of your size and stature, let's round it down to 100 total. Give you the dwarf's deal. What do you say?
That deal be for other people. I take you in behind, kind of.
You just are behind him.
Oh, is this your young miss, good sir? I might say she's
What?
rather lovely. Tell you
We
what.
have a whole team that needs to stock up, so
No.
we're probably gonna buy in a big bulk.
Why, I've never seen her before, sir. But if she's buying in bulk, I must get in some. But of course, I do not have 100 gold. Oh,
A team
but what?
effort. I wonder how much it would be for us to buy in a group.
He was about to give you the lover's deal if he didn't say that, but that no longer matters.
The lovers deal between like this like beautiful skinned fish person and a beat to shit like half Jew.
And I gestured to like Liviana and Remy as well, so they see like all of us.
Yeah.
Like we're probably gonna buy in a bulk group amount, like if, I don't know.
Yeah, he
We're
would then.
probably gonna have to come back.
Since you said group, he then states,
Oh, that's a darn shame. At any rate, if you're going for a group thing, I suppose we can do some bartering in some items here and there.
Oh, interesting. What kind of items are you looking for in general?
Oh, I can sell just about anything. Do you have anything that you don't want? Anything that you've recently found?
Not sure just yet, but I'm just talking about like on our travels, we might be able to look for something you might be specifically looking for.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't deal barters of the future. I do not know the
I'm
future
just
and
saying,
what
like-
lies ahead. You can speak with
Like-
the gypsy if you like.
No, I'm just saying like so we can look out in general for things. I don't know.
Oh, you can do so if you like. Honestly, you can probably sell things to me or any of the other vast majority of merchants out there. But me
So you
personally,
consider
I deal
valuable.
with ancient relics, dealing with the past, dwarven history if you can prefer. I prefer it.
Oh, see, that's interesting.
Yes,
Is
I'm
he
willing
a dwarf?
to. He's a dwarf. I'm willing to pay
Oh,
full
cool.
price for those items. However, anything else, you'll likely get a small not finder's fee, a small decrease in value.
Yeah, that's understandable. Okay, so you're very interested in dwarven history, ancient relic. Okay.
He
And
then turns
then-
towards Kos. And love! Not by you. I am fond by
And-
others finding one another.
Kinko's just like as pathetic as he looks right now. Bring out a gem.
Good sir, take pity on a poor soul. Might this buy me 2 of your wonderful potions?
Just one of his gemstones.
I know not its true value. Oh, I'm a poor and pathetic soul.
Roll deception.
Does he not really look and feel like a poor, pathetic soul?
but you already know what the price is. Looking at it, he does state,
Tell you what, good sir. You can get 2 of my potions for this. And your hat.
Monster.
To everyone else, it seemed like he picked something out of random that you could easily buy again, find it somewhere else. But to Kos, it probably seems like a shot in the heart.
Yeah. No, that's a.
Are you gonna do it? What did he ask from me for 2 potions?
No, I'll bring out my jar of preserved peaches and maybe try that. One
Now-
gem, 1 jar of preserved peaches.
Now that you're trying to bargain him, roll deception with disadvantage. Maybe he just gave you basically a spread out list. He's not going to trade with you for things you might find in the future.
Oh, I mean, like right now, what would he trade for?
It depends on what you offer him. Kos is trying to offer him peaches.
I only have 12 gold and... Or not gold, silver, sorry.
Alright, I've had my little fun. I'll pay full price 100 for 3.
He just looks at you, curious why you're trying to haggle. And then you just pay the entire price and take the potions.
So that'll be 50 gold plus 1 of the gems.
Yes. He just simply looks at you. Very good, sir. Anyone else?
I would have faggled for hours if I weren't so desperately wounded.
Gold, I thought.
Mild.
Huh?
Mildly.
He's not at full, but he's not dying anytime soon. Unless he gets into a fight again.
I'm at roughly
We'll come back and restock later.
28%.
We're going right back to the ship right now.
Yeah, we're going back to the ship right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I did drop.
You guys just wanted to buy potions.
I wanted to stock up, but I don't think I can right now, so I'll come back later. I only have 12 silver.
All just players who can't heal themselves. Can Vanellia heal herself? I know Remy has healing spells, right?
Yeah, I don't have any heals.
Okay, so we get one healing potion.
You might want to invest in a ship doctor.
Right? We're gonna have to investigate. I'm gonna write that down. Look.
I'm going to invest in a nap, I tell you that. Yeah.
You can if you want, but
Well, I didn't even get hit. I'm good.
Keith
so
will be at the bar. But you make it back to the boat. Find your way towards Zahn and the rest of the gang. Currently, Thal is moving this giant box and putting it in the corner. Zahn then moves towards you. Oh, you're back. Is there something you need?
Mission didn't go really as planned. I guess you can say. I don't even know if he set out on a mission, to be exact.
Yeah, what happened after he knocked me out? I assume there was a fierce battle? Valiantly fought?
Totally. Yes, definitely. We fought bravely for your wanting to steal the egg, and no, we just gave up.
Because we totally ran away.
It was a terrible fight, and you tried to run away, and we couldn't run away, and we failed miserably. And we are sorry, but we lost everything. We didn't really gain much information. The whole mission was a terrible failure. However...
Wait, did you guys do anything?
No, we didn't. So we did make connections, though. That is one good thing we did. We made connections with Deacon, and we've established a connection with the church. However, I don't know if we're on good favor with the church. We're not on terrible favor with them. We're just on a watch list right now.
No, it seems like they hate us.
We're on a watch list. I think they hate some of us, not all of us.
They think we're criminals, and they also didn't pay us for all our hard work.
They paid you the amount that would it take for you guys to leave the area.
Was bust. However, we made connections, and are we talking to the person? Who's the person on our ship?
The dark elf ancient of the Phoenix.
Zahn.
Zahn.
You can call her Exxon if it makes it easier.
Zahn. I don't know. Exxon. That works. We were wondering if you would maybe come with us to talk to Keith, who is an archaeologist, and maybe you guys can talk about information you found at sites and technology and things, and also maybe talk with the church and Deacon so we can try to gain access to that site one more time to view, or maybe you can talk to them to deem if it's necessary for us to gain access again.
Personally, I don't recommend it. I'll just people on land at A-Ho.
As you say that, she then simply states, I can try. Personally, I think Kos has disagreements with them, but I don't mind trying. That being said, do you want me to speak with the individual archaeologist first, the church first, or the police?
Why don't you speak with us first, honestly? Can you describe the egg to her in detail?
Well, yeah, we're going to do that. Definitely, Kos. We're going to do that. But when we go there, in my opinion, I think we should talk to, first off, the archaeologist. I just want to throw that out there. And then, yeah, we are definitely going to talk to her about the egg. Go ahead.
Kos basically describes the egg, and she states, you might have found an incubation site, but I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to actually look at the thing before I can tell you anything definitive.
From just our basic observation, it seems almost identical to where we found the airship parts. Except different check mechanisms.
I see. Again, it might be an incubation site, but I would have to examine the egg physically to understand that. If I had a doctor of someone dealing with clerical magic, it might help me, but looks at the team. I don't believe I have that at the moment. So the best thing I can do now is to examine it and hope that I know.
On our team, like, honestly.
What'd you say?
At one point, did we have a cleric on our team?
You had a druid.
No.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I was just curious. I was like, who did we have on our team?
And a barbarian.
Sorry.
I don't remember having a druid.
That's right.
For, I think, 2
Jazz.
episodes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like,
Alas.
sorry to distract. Sorry.
Oh, good. Rita, you
Alright,
assume is not
so
a cleric.
do you guys want to row with I sleep on the way in? I'm not taking it out.
Oh, you can follow us if you'd like. Looks towards the tallest person here. Probably Remy or Liviana. She'll go over to Remy. Do you mind carrying Kos with you? I did design this backpack. I thought it would be for some familiar, but I suppose it could work for Kos as well. She hands you what it basically is, in the actual world, one of those backpacks you can carry dogs in when you're going hiking.
Ugh, how demeaning.
You put me in a papoose. A little baby papoose.
I think I'm charged by the mile.
And I will go right to sleep in it because I desperately need to. Ghost has no
An easy way to get a hold of that.
Yeah, he's gonna like tie the hat under his chin so that it can't fall off.
Yeah. Actually, thinking about it, Zone
Put a little hand notice.
probably is strong enough to carry Kos, so she'll just do it, unless Remy really wants to.
I mean, my character is really weak, sadly.
Okay, she'll do it instead then.
Just long enough to give me that short rest so I can burn my hit dice.
Yeah. You take a nap and you head back to the coast, because no matter where you go, you still need to get to the coast. Arriving along the area, you do manage to be at the merchant shop again.
Did we take a short rest or no?
Yeah, you can if you want to. It's just
It's a
funnier
long
this
rest.
way.
Do you guys want to just take a long rest, sleep, and then go the next day?
Nobody else has to humiliate me. So.
I'm really not that burnt out. I don't even need the short rest. I was just wondering if I can use my...
No, if you use a short rest, we're good for me.
Yeah, I think short rest should be fine.
As long as you don't cause any trouble in the area, you should be fine.
Reality, you do get your key points back on a short rest. I'm pretty sure.
I didn't use any. I don't think.
Then you should be fine. But you take a short rest,
Definitely
basically.
did when we were
Oh,
fighting.
I get my water whip back, right?
That's
Yes.
your key points.
Yeah. Okay.
You were down
cool.
to 1, now you're back.
Okay.
Okay.
Basically. Go ahead.
You'd regain D6 extra. If you're not already full.
Okay. Basically, you take an hour of short rest, you heal, and then Remy makes sure you really heal. You just go around window shopping for a while. Zahn speaks to the dwarf eventually, right around the time that Kos wakes up. She's currently picking out things, shopping, and then looks towards him. Do you have anything having to do with healing? Right now, we don't exactly have a medical doctor on our team. Oh! You're looking for some type of healer. Well, I have heard wind of someone out in the distance. They're currently fighting in a war, however, so I'm not exactly sure how resourceful they'll be. But I had heard of wind of a very capable doctor in the area. I'm assuming they're not here by the way you're talking about them? Oh, heavens no. They're at the border of the Cheragazian Empire and the Principality of Tambalia. If you ever find them, I suggest you hire them if your team really does need a doctor. Alright, but those potions of healing?
No, wait. What's the name then? You just said there's a doc.
No, all right. It's actually a team. One goes by Scare and the other one goes by Direct. They just refer to themselves to as the Doctors.
Sorry, you cut out.
He basically says their names are Scare and Direct because they're a team. They just refer to themselves as the Doctors.
They're together always.
Yes.
It's a tiefling and an asthma. If you manage to find them and persuade them, they deal heavily with clerical magic, healing magic, and the like. They can also throw a pretty mean punch. So do watch out for that. And he lightly chuckles and then goes, "Now then, you wanted some healing potions."
Yes, I could probably pay for about 3 of them. Do you still accept this currency? She then hands him what appears to be a strange coin to most of you. Kos,
It's ancient Chicken currency.
you are awake at this point. You can tell that this is platinum. Just the insignia you can't read. The man then states,
I'm afraid I don't know this currency, but the platinum itself is worth some money. If you have 10 more of these, I could probably...
and then looks at your team and realizes that's your team again.
Oh, you're with them. I
Repeat
suppose I can
customers,
give
yeah.
you a nanny fee of, let's see, you're buying 3 of them?
Yes, I'm buying 3.
Then a nanny's fee of 80 gold total. Might as well make sure your children are up to snuff.
He makes a joke and laughs. No one else is laughing. Right. She hands over the coins and then he goes, very good then. He hands over the change and then 3 not platinum, 3 bottles in the small case, and she puts it in her bag. Right. Thanks.
Oh, my pleasure.
Looking towards the group. So, you guys mentioned some archaeologist. You want to head there, the church, or the police?
To the inebriation station.
I'm afraid I don't know what that is.
It's a bar. It's a bar.
Oh,
I'm muted. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm muted. I'm sorry. Yeah, we want to go see Keith first at this bar. Is what I would have said before.
it sounds
Sorry.
good. She takes Kos out of the papoose.
Kos would have definitely helped me with the name of the bar, so I forgot it.
The Azure
Forgot
Crow.
it too. It's like Azure Crow, because I was making fun of it for being just a blue jay.
Yeah.
I wrote it down somewhere, but I just can't look.
Even though
inside
crows are
on
way
my
bigger
paper
than
fast.
jays, and who have supported and iridescent things.
Start writing important things down in other colors. Peek.
Eventually you get to the bar. You see in Draconic, next to the sign of the name, just reads, don't you mean Blue Jay? Ha ha ha. It looks like Kos wrote it.
Ha 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 ha.
But you don't know when he did that. I'm lying. But you do point out Keith, and Zon moves over. Pardon me, are you the archaeologist I was talking about?
Oh, yes.
Oh, are you the, expert they were toting about? Oops, I moved everyone else except for him. I suppose I am. They begin to speak heavily and quickly. If you want to interpret what they're saying and how fast they're saying it, you can roll insight, but it's going to be a high insight.
Right? 21. I'm curious. I really am too, so I'm glad I rolled okay.
But they are talking at mock speed, so it will have to be a hard one. You begin to speak with her, he begins to speak with her, and she in turn, and they begin to talk faster and faster. Navy and Remy are the only ones capable of understanding it to a point, and then Remy gets lost after a while. Navy then hears the rest. But first, Remy and Navy, you hear a conversation about relics of the past, what's going on in the area, then returning to the ancient or relic sites. Upon this, they didn't talk about the egg, which is right around where Remy zones out, because they're talking way too fast. Zahn suggests the fact that this might be a site to heal, or perhaps to restrain whatever's inside without the need to kill. Wrong character. Keith concurs on this matter, indicating that this is likely what the apparatus in the area is about, and the coldness was to keep it sustained unless the power gave out. After a while, you can tell that Keith has a respect for Zahn, and Zahn in turn. And then Zahn states, "So, do you mind helping us out in this little endeavor? They do manage, or at least are managing, to try and speak with the guards about acquiring it. I suppose I can help you. I mean, they didn't kill me. They could have, but they didn't. Fair." She's not understanding what the one-to-one on that is, but she doesn't question it. So do you mind coming along?" "I don't. Lead the way."
I think that this place is just some place to heal or to seduce something pretty much without lethal damage.
Looking towards you, Keith and Zahn nod. Maybe not in agreement, but that is their understanding.
So would this site even help us with technology and helping our ship fly?
Zahn would state, "Unless I actually see the site itself or any of the relics that were in there, I'm afraid I could not tell you a definitive answer, but based on the information you have provided, it is likely just an incubation site."
Oh. Okay. At this point, I'm going to look to our team and ask them, do we even want to pursue this site?
I haven't heard the word egg spoken quite enough in this conversation. That's all I'm concerned with.
Zahn then
Well,
states,
right now, I'm talking on a technologies aspect of it. Like, we can still pursue it to look into the egg, definitely, but do we want to pursue it into technology on flying our ship?
Seems unnecessary to me.
the technology around the egg might be useful for that, but beyond that, based on the information you gave me, Zahn then states, that is probably the best thing we have according to your information. Keith then does state, might I interject on this? Looking towards your team for confirmation.
Yes.
Fine with that.
Brought you in for your expertise.
I did manage to steal back some of the things that Specs stole. If you'd like, I can looks towards Coast and then looks towards Zahn. Hand them over to you and then maybe her. Looks towards Navy and Liviana.
Yeah, I mean, if you think they're gonna help us with what we're looking for,
I mean,
that would be...
I don't know if they will, but better than nothing. He then not hands over right now because he doesn't have him on his person, because he hid that. But he does state, I can grab them before anything else happens. I just need to make sure you have the egg with you.
Right, which is why I mentioned your heisting abilities. I mean, we might be able to persuade it out of there.
Try to steal that egg. We should just try
Trusty
to ask
closet.
them for it. In a
Oh, they trust you more than me. If you have a plan on convincing it out of their hands, I'm all for it. But
Well, I think with with Keith and this Zahn here, maybe we can talk to them and find out if it is better in our care. We can definitely probably convince them into letting us take it. If it's not, then you can try to steal it, but we'll let you know. I'll have a discreet signal to let you know when to steal the egg.
I mean, we don't steal it during the conversation. We already established that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But you go in. I mean, we have our experts. I already told them put it in compost. If they haven't done that, I mean, there's no hope.
Yeah. Well, let's go find out what state the egg's in and find out if we can. Yeah, let's go do this.
You head over to the guards tower. Someone lets you in. They just keep a major eye on you until you reach the oh man, I'm forgetting the name of not a district attorney of the police force. It's what Jim Gordon is in Batman.
Oh, he's the commissioner.
Commissioner. You enter the area again, and you do see that no one has yet arrived, mainly because you've only been gone for 2 hours.
Well, is it still in the closet then, or have you taken some good advice?
Ghost comes in, not knocking on the commissioner's door. Deacon then states,
I did mention to Coast we are discreetly going in beforehand, right? Like we're going to talk.
Look at this hat, darling. They've noticed us already.
Coast, I'm just saying, not discreet like in the way like we're showing up hidden. I'm saying like be respectful. I'll say that before going in.
But there aren't any dragons here. I don't understand.
Yes, treat them like dragons, please.
it's gonna be tough.
This is all in front of him. I mean, but they're prime.
Before we went into the door, I told you
Yeah.
on our walk over there, we had this conversation.
Yeah, that's so minute, it's fine.
Thank you. I'm like, treat them like they are dragons.
I take the lead then. 'Cause
Well, you.
Okay, now you
I
enter
want
in.
you to try to.
Hello, Commissioner.
Hello? It's been 2 hours. I have... Is there something you need?
Yes, to check on the health of the egg, you great person.
It's been 2 hours. We're right now doing the paperwork to assign someone to the job.
For goodness sake. This is why I tried to leave early.
We were able to bring our specialist here earlier than we thought we could, so if you have the time, maybe we could have them look at it?
I suppose there's no harm in that. Who might that be? And then Zahn steps forwards. Pleasure. She comes over to shake his hand. Oh, pleasure. He shakes it and then looks her straight in the eyes and nods. All right then, miss. It seems that all the documentation has been cleared off. Zahn then comes over to the chest. Right. Right. So then, miss, will you be taking the egg now or sometime later on during the week? Ambulances come in the distance. Oh, they for some reason stopped. Nope, there we go.
It's a police station, you know.
Yeah. Someone was called off on duty. Apparently someone stole another egg from a different site. Long story. No. Anyways, Zahn then states, we'll take it now, if that's alright. Certainly. Diana, do you understand? Oh, it's this. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine with me. I have the documentation. I'll just have to do the paperwork again. Right. Then... Oops, wrong layer.
If anything, we've saved you from doing it twice.
I just now finished it.
Oh, we were too late.
cursed
I'm sorry. We
Christian.
should have showed up an hour earlier.
Maybe. Is all she says. But Deacon does hand her over the egg, like, without issue or like, are you really with them or blah blah blah. She grabs onto it. She's probably the only one that could actually hold the thing, except maybe Navy.
Help. I'll go over and help. Do you want help with that?
No, it's alright. I do have this carrying bag.
Okay.
I didn't think I needed it for an egg, though. Puts it in her papoose. Coast kind of misses his papoose, but it's no longer his. Deacon then...
Little jealous, but I know it's good for the egg.
Deacon nods and then states, alright then, miss, is there anything else you need from me? I don't think so. Looks towards the team.
No, this went good.
This went
Right.
good.
Yep. Think we're good.
Let you know how things go if you want. Do you want to check up on this? Deacon? Are you curious about the future of this thing?
She looks towards. He looks towards Zahn and then states, "No, I believe she has everything adequately appropriated. But if you do stop by, I won't hesitate to say hello to you, give my regards and respects." It's like he's at attention, like one lower officer to a superior.
Oh, okay. Like we brought in like a head honcho.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no, there is a different order. I knew it was a good idea. We should go!
Right. Do you guys file out?
Anybody else have any questions?
Keith does state, "Do you mind if we speak with the church after?" Deacon then states, "You can speak with them all you like, but they have their own code of ethics. If they deem you unworthy to speak with, they will not simply speak with you. I'm afraid your companion, I'm assuming they're companions now. More or less. I'm afraid they've already burned their bridges. Maybe perhaps, he looks at his documents, Navy or Liviana might be able to speak with them, but the other two will likely not. I suggest you don't speak with them with the miss here." Gesturing towards Zahn. Alright.
Yes, those church guys were dicks.
That note, I guess when we leave into the hallway to like move on to what we're gonna do next, I would say, do we want to try to maybe split up to where only half of us go to the church and maybe half of us go deliver the egg to the ship?
I'm sorry, why are we going to the church?
To talk about technology stuff. And to make kind of a good connection with them, we might come back here one day. We do want to establish some kind of connection here in the future on this island or wherever we are, country, I guess.
As Zahn heads out with the egg, because most of you likely headed out beforehand, those of you with past perceptions of 13 do hear both Deacon and Deanna standing in motion, as if one would saluting a leaving officer. Deacon then states, "Thank you, and the Rising Phoenix does salute." Hearing this, she goes, "Oh, that makes a lot more sense." And she leaves.
Passive perception on that?
Passive perception of 13.
Damn it, I was literally 12. I was like, fuck.
Oh, they like
I
you
did
do
not
that.
hear it. I did not hear that. I was walking so far. I'm like, we're gonna deliver this egg to our team, and do you guys want to maybe go talk to the church?
Zahn then states, because she did hear that part of the conversation, we should probably take a look at what Keith's found and see if it's needed to be spoken with to begin with. Honestly, we have looks back, pretty good connection with the police in the area, and that might be good enough, but we could probably make it better if we ever come back here.
You do want to see the sights on?
I don't want to push it, and if Keith has stuff that is already from there, I can make a great estimation of what could be found there.
I gotcha. Okay, let's go check out what Keith has then, if he's okay with that.
I'm fine with it. In fact, I just wanted to make sure we had the egg before we went out. Yeah.
Guys, we need compost. A lot of.
Zahn then states, let's walk and talk. If you find any, let me know, Kos. You head out. Kos is looking for heavily composted mud.
Just sniffing for it.
Looking around, you don't find any.
Yeah, where are we? It's like a desert here.
Yeah. So as you scram about the city, you do find that you're in the middle of the city.
Newspapers or anything we can insulate this
You
thing
found like
with?
newspapers here and there, but not enough to make an entire compost heap, but enough to fit the papoose.
Okay.
Who's
It's just staying lit.
What's that?
I just imagine Coast running around picking up leaves. This needs to be in here and like stuffing the bag full of stuff.
Just like rotting fruit.
So as
Yeah.
Coast begins to eat some of his rations, stuffing it in the bag, Navy helping with newspaper, Keith leads you to the site where he acquired a few things. What happens now? Well, you have an egg. You might have technology that may or may not help you, or at least give you the idea of what's actually in that cave. And you at least have someone in the police force that might be able to help you along the line, if you ever decide to come back. Either way, the wanted criminals simply walk on the street and are still given dirty looks. That's not changing. But you at least are free as we end the session for today.